The Hall of Concord shone like morning on water. Its roof was a dome of living crystal, and soft light moved across it like a slow wave. Delegates from 100 worlds sat in a ring of silver seats. They wore robes, armor, feathers, and frames of polished chitin. Their voices were calm at first. Then they were not. The agenda was short. The message was bold. Motion to ban humans from all future alliances, announced the presiding bellkeeper, whose voice sounded like a flute. Reason given: humans are too reckless, too loud, and too likely to cause disorder across the stars. A ripple of laughter rose from the circle. It was not cruel at first. It was the kind of laughter a teacher has for a child who is late to class. It grew sharper as some delegates added jokes. One spoke of humans and their wild music. Another spoke of humans and their stubborn pride. Another said humans love to touch everything and break it. A few raised their hands and stamped their feet. The joke traveled around the ring. Only one chair was empty, the human chair. "It is typical," said Councillor Vrix of the Zethar Dominion. He was tall and jointed, with a polished carapace and 3 patient eyes. "They do not come. They do not care. They act first and then they ask for understanding. They are warm bloods with hot heads." Polite laughter followed. The presiding bellkeeper tapped the air. "We will take statements and then vote." A wide blue delegate from the Pelagus clans rose. "Humans are brave, yes, but they rush in without plans," she said. "They act as if a good heart is enough." A thin silver delegate from the myrid hives nodded. "They send songs to strangers. They send food to enemies. They send ships to storms. It is not normal. Normal species run simulations for centuries. Humans run for the door." "Indeed," said Vrix. "And when they break something, they mend it with tape and a promise." The laughter was warm again. Then it cooled into agreement. Many had seen humans on the starways for 10 short years. Some had done trade. Some had shared air for a day. Humans had big smiles, strong hands, and fast opinions. They helped too much and asked too little. They were loud in joy and stubborn in grief. They were too much. "Record these points," the bellkeeper said softly. The hall quieted. "Now we will speak to evidence." At that moment, the crystal doors parted. A single figure walked in. She was of average height and simple dress. Black uniform jacket, plain boots, a silver pin which showed the sun and 12 small stars. Her hair was tied back. Her face was calm but tired in a human way. She moved with purpose. The hall counted her steps. She stopped at the center and bowed to the bellkeeper. "I am Representative Mara Chen of Earth," she said. Her words were clear and slow. "I am sorry I am late." The lift from Dock 12 was slow. A low murmur rolled around the hall. Some delegates looked at Vrix. His mandibles clicked once. The council was discussing a motion to ban humans. The bellkeeper said, not unkindly, "Do you wish to answer?" "Yes," said Mara. She did not raise her voice. "But first I ask you to watch a short record." "It is not a battle. It is not a fight. It is a video we keep for quiet rooms. It is called The Bridge at Orin's Cloud. It shows what humans do when no one is watching." The bellkeeper tilted the flute voice down. "If the council agrees." No one wanted to seem afraid of a video. Hands and claws rose in assent. The bellkeeper gestured. A lens in the dome opened like an eye. The light in the hall dimmed. The floor became a soft screen. The video began with a simple scene: a cold blue cloud, light like dust, and a broken freighter that hung like a toy boat in tar. The caption said, "Orin's Cloud, Route K12. The freighter had lost drive control. Sparks came from its spine. Its hull flickered with warning lights. Within it were families from 5 species fleeing a food blight on a nearby moon. They had called for help. The storm took their signal and tore it to threads." The view shifted to a small human ship named Hand in Hand. It was not a warship. It was a courier with a wide cargo bay and old engines. It had no guns at all. It did have a crew of 8, and every face was human. None wore armor. They wore simple orange vests. They talked quietly to one another in the common tongue. "Cloud density is rising," said the pilot. "Hull tolerance is low," said the engineer. "Families aboard the freighter are scared," said the medic. "One is singing to a child. I can hear it on our long-range pickup." "Okay," said the captain. "We will not leave them." "We might not reach them," said the pilot. "We still will not leave them," said the captain like an echo. The courier ship did not turn away. It flew closer, slow and steady, through the blue dust. The sensors failed, then worked, then failed again. The crew counted heartbeats to pace their moves. They used simple tools, tension cables, heat shields, and a drone with handmade thrusters. They spoke in low voices. They did not joke. They did not panic. The watchful council saw the human crew take off their own oxygen masks and place them on small emergency packs. The captain said, "If there is a breach, we share air. No one suffocates alone." The courier stretched out a temporary bridge, a flexible tunnel like a silver ribbon, pulled tight between the two ships. The captain went first. The tunnel shook in the cloud. The freighter's door would not open. It was jammed at an angle. The captain pressed both her hands against the metal and pulled. The door did not move. The blue cloud hummed around her. "Use the lever," said the engineer over the comm. "The one we made from the broken ladder." The captain laughed once, very softly. "The famous ladder," she said, and she slid the tool in place. It was not elegant. It was not beautiful. But it worked. The door gave way. Air hissed. A small mirrored child stared up with wide silver eyes. "It is all right," the captain said in simple common words. "We will walk you home." They made many trips through the shaking tunnel. They carried the smallest first. They carried one who could not walk. They guided elders with gentle hands and soft instructions. "Step here. Hold this rail. Good." One time the tunnel compressed and a seam creaked. A human crewman put his back against the weak spot and pushed until the seam held. He smiled, but his face was pale. "Not today," he whispered, as if to the cloud itself. Another time, the cargo bay door on Hand in Hand stuck halfway. Two humans crawled into the mechanic's crawl space and turned a wheel by hand until their arms shook. A third human told them a story to keep the rhythm. It was a simple story about a mother teaching a child to tie a shoe. It was not a war song. It was a quiet story of patience and hands. When one of the rescued families saw the humans share their own water packets without asking for pay, their eyes filled with tears. "Why?" a Pelagus elder asked in a watery voice. "Because you are here," the medic said. "And we are here. That is reason enough." The council watched without speaking. The video showed no glory, no banners, no marching music. It showed sweat. It showed hands that shook and then steadied. It showed simple tools used with care. It showed human faces with open eyes. At last, the freighter's power core flickered in a dangerous way. It would not explode, but it would vent heat and cut the remaining air. The tunnel could not hold longer. There were still 3 lives aboard. The captain looked at her crew. They knew the choice. "We have one more trip," she said. "Then we cut the line," Captain, said the pilot. "I know," she said. "We go now." They went. They moved fast but careful. 2 humans and 1 mirrored elder, whose legs did not bend well in the tunnel. The captain placed her hands over the elder's hands. "We breathe together," she said softly. She timed their steps to her own breath and they reached the courier. On the second screen, a small clock ticked. The cloud roared in silent light. The venting started. The captain looked back once. She touched the wall of the tunnel, and then she cut the line. The freighter drifted away. The courier shook, then steadied. The bridge fell slack and then tore free like a ribbon cut by wind. Silence returned. The video shifted to the cargo bay. The rescued families sat in a circle on the floor. The human crew handed out sugar wafers and light blankets. Someone passed around a tin of tea. The myriad child who had first met the captain held the tin with both hands and smiled like a small moon. "This is sweet," they said. "It is," the captain said. "You are safe now." The video ended in a simple way. No music, no heroic words. Just the sight of people from many worlds sitting together, sharing sugar and stories while the blue cloud rolled by outside the cargo doors. The hall lights rose. No one laughed. Representative Mara stood in the center of the ring. She let the silence stand for a long breath. Then she spoke in the same calm voice. "You have seen many videos of humans at war," she said. "You have seen us make loud mistakes. You have seen us take risks. It is fair to say we are not quiet. It is fair to say we sometimes move before we finish our charts. But you should also see this. You should see how we hold a weak seam with our backs and say, 'Not today.' You should see how we share air. You should see how we walk strangers home." Councillor Vrix's mandibles opened, then closed. He raised a hand. "Representative," he said slowly, "one video does not erase our record of complaints." "Of course," Mara said. One video does not erase anything, but it adds something, and that matters. It shows you a pattern that does not fit your fear. You call us reckless. Sometimes we are. But when our recklessness is joined with care, it looks like courage. You call us loud. Sometimes we are. But when our loud voices speak for the small and the lost, they sound like help arriving.